Anyway, back here. Yeah, all right, it's gems, but let's do it. Oh, here I want to get into my draft view. I want to take off the WotC sponsored tag, as that is not what's going on today. And I want to say to my sponsor, Card Kingdom, thank you. If you all have not visited Card Kingdom before, I bet you all have. How could you not gone to Card Kingdom? If you've bought Magic cards and you haven't visited Card Kingdom, you're definitely doing it wrong, because you got to comparison shop when you shop for cards, get the best value, and if you do, you'll find again and again and again you keep shopping from Card Kingdom because they just continue to provide the best value. So I use them. I did some speculating on some cards in the new set in War. I just got some foil uncommons that were kind of at bulk level right now that I think are going to be worth more than bulk. And all the other places are like sold out of that stuff, but I can still pre-order War foils at bulk prices on certain stuff at Card Kingdom that I just could. I was like, all right, Card Kingdom had them, and then I was like, I'm going to go snap them up elsewhere too, and nobody else had them. So thank you, Card Kingdom. Moving on. So this is the account that does not have a 4x of guilds. And I'm trying to be forward looking, so we could take Visitation and try to make it work because it's a cool build around. But it also, it's not going to get us 40 gems unless we only have one mythic rare. Yeah, so this won't get us 40 gems if we take it, but we can take it for power if that's what you think is power. How is Deckmaster doing? I'm not seeing results. Let me try a restart of Deckmaster. Is it? Yeah, let me try restarting Deckmaster. I've seen it work before, but it's a stretch, honestly. I mean, to log in. I'm getting service unavailable from Deckmaster. Maybe the author is working on it today. Yeah, now I'm getting voting, but no results, I guess. So, if not Visitation, then what? Then it's Direct Watcher or Direct Current. I don't think any of these uncommons are better than these two. And you know where I land on that front. But I'm also willing... Look, we'll take this and see if we can make it work. Oh, you like Sky Knight over Current? I would take Current because it's monocolored. Sky Knight is good, but monocolored, it has real value. I'm tempted there, but I'll go with... Sorry, Valhalla's. It's like the best card. I'm losing Valhalla's today. I can see Valhalla's eyeing the door already. It is a future 40 gems, maybe, Carpe. I was saying I'm not sure if we're ever going to draft this set enough after, but maybe, because they're going to keep bringing GRN back over the course of the next year or whatever. Yeah, this is an easy takedown. But just speaking to that whether or not I should have taken it for gems for the account, I'm just not sure. Yeah, right, Cincy. I'm with you. This set will be around for another 1.5 years, right? Seems like you could still achieve a full set playset potentially. Like, potentially. And yeah, what are we supposed to do? Come on. Sorry, Valhalla's. Valhalla's is already gone. Bye, Valhalla's. And what's missing here is either Conclave Cavalier or Beacon Bolt, because I am using, instead of going up and looking up the list, which you can. Hey, right on, Newtonberg. I'm glad you heard the interview and you came here. Yeah, this is good. Anyway, I'm using Carpe's tool for showing me both how many copies of these cards I own and what the missing uncommons are. So yeah. We are doing it up and down the block thus far. I kind of like a Guildgate for the possible splash over any of these blue cards. The Mesmerist is all right, but I find myself with Sizzle Splash often enough in Dimir that I like a gate. Sure is. If you... hey, Carpe, can you link them up either with your GitHub or the Discord link. Your author, Carpe, is right here, so I'm going to let Carpe help you discover his tool. I don't know Carpe personally, but Carpe has been around since the beginning of my stream, and I had a good read on trusting the code they offered up, and it has worked great for me so far. Here's another opportunity to solidify a possible red splash, or we can take the Muse Drake, which is just a whatever. And here's like the Sworn Companions we would want for that rare. Yeah, what do you think on this? Gate or Drake? I think Gate, actually. I think the Drake is just whatever, and I often cut them, and I would rather solidify a possible splash. Poisoner is a fine pickup here, as is Devious Cover-Up, number 1. Now we're back to our starting pack, and we even have something that says Surveil on it, so good for us. And our buddy the Crab, still coming around late and playing above its position, you know what I mean? Like, Crab is just does better than pick 10 ought to, you know? Dazzling, easy. Now we actually... Look, Valhallis, I just listen to what they tell me, okay? I'm not... You like Splashing Collar of the Culprit? But blue, white, and black, white aren't really colors here, right? Is that what we're talking? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go with Mesmerist over the whatever Drake, because Mesmerist can actually do some work. We have 0 Guild Mages Forums, and again, I'm just not sure if we draft this enough between here and rotation to get to 4X. Since I'm not sure, I'm gonna assume we're not, and not force the rare drafting issue, although we could, you know, use these, but again, we can save this for our war effort. Save this for this is our war chest. Yeah, Sphinx is good. It's actually not as good as Watcher of the Mist, and might not be as good as Darkblade Agent, actually. Yeah, we're only on, we only have 1-3, and actually, so this is fine, but Darkblade Agent is actually more important for the deck. Whee! Well, if we just rare drafted, we'd be 2 to the 4 Guild Mages Forum we need, but we're taking this. Yeah. Easy game. Here's our first Guild Gate, but there's also Beacon Bolt. That is why we took these, to be able to support that. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instants and sorceries. There's a Dowser. Dimir Guildgate is super solid, especially with the Nightveil Predator. Really want Dimir Guildgates for that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, for Bolt to be playable, I think you want 6. Like 6, it turns into a shock. It kind of turns into a direct current that this deck can cast. But if you get more than that, then it's significantly better. And I do end up tending to be like 8 or 9 spell Dimir. So yeah, Tenno just likes the gate. I feel you. It's why I took really I took gates for the sizzle splash, And I just, with a Predator in the pile, these go up for me so much. But we are early in pack 2, so I'm going to take the Bolt and we'll see. We might not play it. Maybe we don't end up there. This is what I really want the red splash for, though. But here's a Deadly Visit that we can just take. No need to take the Sizzle. I mean, this is arguably better in some ways than Deadly Visit, but not when we have a Disinfo campaign and 2 Darkblade agents. You get every Surveil trigger you can. Man, if we were rare drafting, we'd have a lot of gems scooped up here, but instead we just have a sick deck. Yeah, we have 1 Betrayal owned, so we're far off from this one as well. I'm gonna stick to the best deck we can find here today. Take a Veiled Shade there. Oh, Notion Rain. Only a perfect pickup for that spot. Only an Imp on the wheel. Yeah, it's a terrible mythic, that's why it was there. This says Surveil on it, but we're not going to take it. I'd rather play a Centipede. There's our second cover-up. And first Dowser that allows me to kind of cut the shade, I think. Third cover-up. Not even really necessary. Are we ever playing a Drake? Could just take Uncommon Vault Progress, but that's pretty weak here. I guess we take a... yeah, I was thinking about it, but it's like it doesn't move the needle all that much, and these are playables. I'm gonna take a cover up just in case. Vapors might main that as well. Ritual of Soot is a rare we could take, and we have 3 of it, so we could craft here for a 4th. I'd like the House Guild Mage, but Ritual is good enough. Deck that wants Drake would be one that it's any blue deck that didn't quite get there on playables. It's just not the worst, right? It's just so its floor is about here and its ceiling is about here. You know, it's just like this. You can throw it in and it's not going to sink your ship, you know? Yeah, you can do it if you're have a lot of, if all of your removal is sacrifice a creature, Severed Strands. Like if you have a lot of Severed Strands and that's your only way to remove stuff, you could see running some more Drakes for that. But let's take the Ritual here, and I'm going to go... ooh, we got a Deadweight versus Sabotage when we get back, but before I forget, I'm going to go and make that Ritual. I think it's worth 1 wild card to do that. And yeah, I'm on easy Deadweight. I think Deadweight is when you can get a few Deadweights, Dimir feels unbeatable. There's a splashable Sizzle, but yet another Darkblade, and we're gonna take the Darkblade. Watcher. Whisper. This is easy. Sure. This is a tough one. No limit on Darkblades. Yeah, this deck looks great, and so now we'll probably get an inverse example, and I'll like 0-3 with this, and we'll wish we had just snapped up all those rares. Pass Wall. Probably Pass Wall number 1 versus Mesmerist number 3, but Mesmerists do get better in multiples. Oh, there is a Pilfering Imp. I like all of these. And the Gateway Plaza. Although, no, we're probably not going to splash the Bolt. I'm just keeping it there to remind us, but I don't think we're going to splash it. And I really would like, man, if we can get lucky and wheel some Dimir Gates, I really would prioritize them heavily right now. Yeah, I think you're right. I'll take that. And there's another Mesmerist for us anyway. Come on, lucky Dimir Gate. No? No? We're not altituding. I guess I'll take this. Plaza helps with that specifically, but the drawback of having to pay 2 mana to play your land that turn doesn't make up... is not... Yeah. The help in casting this one tough spell is not made up for by that drawback, in my mind. Cover up number 4 seems excessive, and yet I'm literally not playing these. Maybe I play Barrier Bones. I guess I'll take first Barrier over 4th cover up. Vault Progress. First Leapfrog over 4th cover up, or just Vault Progress? I guess we'll take Vault Progress. Another crab? Or never happened? We got a lot going on at 4. And we got a lot going on at 3. I don't think we're playing either one. But I'm going to take a never happen. Yeah, neither's making the deck. It's possible we would switch to add something like never happened later. I guess we have another one. I'll do this. That's fine. We did not get a Dimir Gate, unfortunately. We have every Mesmerist in the draft, though. Playing that 20. Now what do we do? Find some cuts, I guess. This deck looks good. We're going to definitely get rid of the red splash. No need for that. 8 cuts. I think I like 3, actually, because there's a pretty big void at 2. Maybe we don't play the main deck Vapors, so with 3 Mesmerists. Let's check our numbers, too. 17 creatures, that's crazy for my usual plans. Maybe even... we get away with no Poisoner? Yeah, we don't need Dowser with Trips Watcher. Might not even need Crab in this deck. I like Imp more than most. I don't know. I continue to fight for this card. Players consistently have important cards in their hands at many points throughout the game. Sometimes you get to a place where the Imp has them top decking and doesn't do much, but the power of playing this in the early game and stripping them of their great card is nice. Yeah, well, Ritual... like, it's a non-bow, but every sweeper is a non-bow in Limited. You play it because you get to decide when to cast it, and it can win games that you couldn't win otherwise, so I'm going to keep it in. But I suppose that means one of these has to go. I'll cut the Imp and leave the Poisoner for now. We'll try that out, but when we get Poisoner, I'm gonna... yeah. No, Dazzling is all... it looks like this tempting cut, and it looks like it might not be much at the beginning of the format, but this card consistently does amazing work for me, especially against Boros, which is one of the problem matchups. Countering their Mentor and making great blocks they didn't think were going to be there is fantastic. And yeah, with 3 agents, whew, I would take... if I had a second Dazzle, I would cut the Poisoner for it, I think, or cut one of these Mesmerists. That being said, maybe we do just cut a Mesmerist. And maybe even the Poisoner. What if we just did that? I like the double cover-up. You do end up in Dimir mirrors where these are the difference maker. So yeah, I'm going to keep both cover-ups. I think I'm going to try this. What are we calling this? This is got a lot of Darkblade agents. We'll call this Agent Takedown. Oh, we got Watcher. We got 3 Watchers, so it has to be about Watchers and Agents. Who? Actually, just says who watches. Yeah, I like that. We'll simplify it. We got Watchers, we got Agents. It's the NSA. I like it, but we'll switch the image to this. Well played. No, I like Mesmerist better than Wall at doing the job Wall does, which is to say, fight against Boros, right? I mean, Wall is better against Selesnya than Mesmerist, but against Boros, I just want the ability to. Any deck can have an aggro start, and if you go Mesmerist into Darkblade Agent with Dazzling Lights and you know, a Whispering Agent backup or whatever, like, you're aggro, and this blocks 2-drops generally just fine. I don't know. That's my feeling. I'm basically completely off Wall of Mist because it does not do what I want against Boros, which is let them attack freely and do all the mentoring they want. It's like, yeah, you say you prevented 3 damage, but that 2-drop became that 2-power creature became 3 power, and next turn it's going to be 4 power. So it's true. You could say Poisoner does the job better, but Mesmerist does attack. Like I was saying, there are times where you flip the script and are the one attacking, and I kind of like that. I think you've identified the Poisoner versus Mesmerist is the question, but I'm going to start here, and then we'll, if we feel like, we'll ask ourselves that question. Do we want this Mesmerist to be a Poisoner or an Imp when we draw one of them, and how does it feel? But let's start here. This is my saddest part of this deck. There's probably a Dimir land that I would go back and take now, given how excellent the deck ended up overall. We had a lot of cuts to make, so there was room. That's also why rare drafting works. Note how much we had to cut. Like, we had great playables that were benched. And I like a pass wall too. Granted, our Watchers are evasive without the help of a pass wall, but it frequently does good work. All right, we just need a second island, and then we just love this. Pass wall, you come back later. We're looking for an island. Yeah, pass wall might be redundant with our flyer level. I'll consider that after this game. Blast. And we found our blue, so that's cool. And we get to start doing this. Nice. Gotta rip apart this Selesnya hand before it overwhelms us. Night Veil Predator plus Dazzling is great because they can't mess with your Predator, and then you can shrink their power if they think that they're going to trade. Nice for them. But they had to use a spell for it, so as sad as that was, it was a 2-for-1. They discarded, used that, and no, actually, yeah, and it replaced itself. It was actually still very good for us. And we get the Night Veil Predator here. Now I'm going to Notion Rain. It's going to Notion Rain. We don't need to do that yet. Let's just watch her. And we can attack with the Predator anyway. They're stuck on 3. Do they pitch a land? What? That was a... I was trying to look at their graveyard and somehow decided to keep whatever this is. Great. Thank you. Now I can't even look. Like, let me... Here I'm... Can I see what I kept? No? Thanks. After combat, okay. Agent. So now we'll leave Predator back for what I was talking about with, and I'm going to play this. Well, I don't need to play it yet. Let's start with the Notion Rain, but don't do that, silly. Sure. Deck is a bit of all right. We'll send that. And we're going to Dazzle. Actually, I should have left 2 blue. That was a mistake. I was not thinking right. If we had 2 blue, I would play the Mesmerist here, but instead we're just going to leave Dazzling available. We have Agent as well, in case that's what we want to do, but I'm assuming we're going to Dazzle this Rosemane and try and eat it. The other thing we could do is just try it. No, I want to try and trade the Mesmerist off for the... we talked about this before. Okapi, right? Okapi? The Okapi. So, I'm a little nervous about the open mana, because they could still have something that brings the power of the Centaur back up to kind of nullify the -3. But if they do, they'll have to use a card to do that. And one of the things that's good about the double cover-up is that we do get all this stuff back eventually if we want it. We're going to properly surveil this time. Hey, Wujo. We talked at length about that kind of stuff at the beginning of the broadcast, so why don't you check the VOD for the deep dive, but I'm excited for it. I think it's going to provide an interesting change of pace to think about and manage all the Planeswalker stuff that's going on in the set. I think it's going to be skill-intensive, but also have a high level of variance because it seems very princey to me. The bombs are very bomby. We're going to go aggro now and just try and finish them off here before, because we have both Agent and Takedown at instant speed here. I could -4 this and break this up into parts, but given the race we're in, I'm just going to kill the Guild Mage. Actually, what does this Guild Mage do? Yeah, it's not going to do anything, I think, relevant before the end of the game, actually. So I'm going to tap the 4/4, kill the Okapi, and if they want to send in the Guild Mage, we'll offer the Agent for that. Or if they send in the Guild Mage, I guess we just play the Agent, don't block, and add it to our attackers next turn. But I don't think they're going to attack with the Guild Mage, maybe. They can't block, so... I didn't want to break this up into 2/2s, given that we're just trying to get them to 0 before they get us to 0. Hmm. What does that do for us? Kills that. Doesn't actually kill much of this board except their guild mage and our agent. So I'm gonna pass on that for now. I guess I was just thinking that if this doesn't work out, like if my plan to just stall this enough to win through the air doesn't work out, that I would rather have an unbroken 4/4 to deal with than two 2/2s. I could be wrong. That's just what I was thinking. And now we get. Let's see. We can't just win here, unfortunately. So I'm going to leave back the agent, play the mesmerist, and use takedown to get us there next turn, we hope. Four dies, it kills the tokens too. Hey, Oni. Oh, the ritual would have, yeah. And here, see, also it's especially now because I don't, if I kill it, it creates 2/2s that block on the ground. That wasn't relevant before because I only had flyers, but now that's a factor as well here. But I kind of just want to say attack if you want to. Right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But then they could have that 9/9. There's no need to do that. Let's not expose ourselves to that risk. We'll do this. Now, +3/+3 3 times doesn't kill us. Can we attack through? We shrink the guild mage that blocks the agent. This eats here, and then we get in for 5, bringing them to 1, or they eat here. The light survives. This untaps. This is dead now. And then they have light and a 4/4 to survive our next turn at 1. I think that is fine, and we can attack through for the win there. So we'll attack with everything, and we could shrink the Light of the Legion. What does that do for us? Making this a 3/5 means that it can't eat the Watcher. It can't eat any of the flyers. It trades with the flyers. And these still trade down below. Actually, yeah, that's better. Could have waited for them to play, yeah, like kill the thing in response to the 9/9, but they could have spread it around. I don't know, maybe I didn't think through that one quite perfectly. Yeah, I think it was correct to play around it. I just don't know if I played around it correctly, if you get what I'm saying. Hey, Catterberg. Glad to have you here. Thank you for the cheer, my anonymous penny flinger. Oh, let's also fix all. And I played game 1. Yeah, this is what happens. See, I have this. My right monitor is like has 4 important things in each corner, and then I can click to each corner to bring it into focus. But what happens is I cover up my view of my own stream, and that's where I miss things like the fact that I'm in don't correct for Deckmaster view in my battlefield. Let's see. That's from Guilds of Ravnica, right? What art is that? Come on, I got flavor junkies in my viewership that know exactly what card this is from, but I couldn't tell you. There you go. Anyway, let me get my record updated. Format is GRN. Call it. Go. Hey, Mr. Ford, how you doing? You been lurking without saying hello? I have to call upon your deep magic knowledge of art to get you to pipe up and say howdy? Oh, sorry. I don't always see, as you can see. You're off the hook. It's me, not you. I'm gonna keep this. We don't have... should I keep this? I just feel like... maybe I shouldn't. We're only at 2 blue. This is double black. It's just if we get any black, I'm really happy with this hand. But I guess it's... And we're going first. Never mind. I'm gonna mulligan. Yeah, that's much better. Keep that. Yeah, don't buy packs if you enjoy draft. If you enjoy drafting, build your collection through limited. Oh, almost kept that, and I don't think I want to. Although it's if we get a second black, it's fine. But really, like, I want this card, but I just want more land, more. So we gotta bottom it. I hear you, but I just want to. If we hit our land, we should be fine. I want to cast these on time. That's my most important thing. I don't think you're going to need to campaign set rocks. I've said regarding the London Mulligan that when R&D says that they're going to try something at Mythic Championship London or whatever, what they mean is we have been testing this for 6 months now and think it's great. We think it's great and we're finally ready to roll it out. And we're going to make this change for all of Magic unless something happens in London that we didn't think about that says, nope, you got to back it up and not do that. So really, it's not like, it's like London is going to be the open beta for the London Mulligan, and it means that they're planning to move forward with it and are asking the community to prove them wrong. They haven't said this. This is my read on the nature of those types of decisions from R&D. Gestures B, I'm reticent to tell you what's the better value sealed or draft for collection building. If someone asks me what's the better gem value, if what you want to do is play as much ongoing limited as you possibly can, then sealed is not the way to go. I know that Frank Karsten wrote an article in which he attempted to ascribe value to booster packs and gems and whatnot from that collection building standpoint. And so you could, I would say, if cards and collection value mean a lot to you, I would say actually go read Frank Karsten's article, and then he'll give you a better value breakdown on collection building than I will. I give better breakdowns on all I want to do here is draft. What have you got for me? So I could Price of Fame the Hawk and get a card draw here. But and I would if we need to do something because they're gonna like +2/+2 it or something, we absolutely would. But what we want to do is land the Darkblade Agent, find another land on the top of our library, cast a Watcher, and then trigger 2 Darkblade Agents next turn. Tormund Giant's Bane? No, I'd have to go look that up. I get told various things about who I look like, but the most common one of late has been the dude from Walking Dead. And before I was bearded, back remember Heroes? Remember this television show Heroes that was good for like half a season and then started sucking? I was also, when I was beardless and wore glasses, my celebrity doppelganger was the secret agent superhero dad in that show. And I'm gonna Price of Fame this patrol here so that we get a double draw. Yeah, horned rim glasses guy, exactly. Oh, and we get to, do we want to draw those? You know, I was saying how much I'm looking for land, but those sure seem difficult to pass up, don't they? I'm going to do it... Well, we just draw them both. I'm going to keep them both, and we'll draw them both. No, I don't... I want to get these 2 draws. I don't want to let them block. I want to draw. Oh yeah, unfortunate casualty of the writer's strike. It was great, and it had then, like, Season 1 finale of Heroes was the most disappointing show finale I think I'd ever experienced. Here was this amazing show that was really rewriting the superhero, you know, rethinking the superhero genre, and they had these 2 cool characters, a bad guy who steals all these superpowers, and a good guy who can copy powers. And so you have the good guy and the bad guy who are both have all the powers between them that we have seen all season long. And you know how they resolve their differences? They punch each other until one of them falls down. You know, they punch. It's just like, that's very creative to have these all-powerful beings punch each other. Nice. All right, enough of that. Yeah, it was just a casualty of the writer's strike, though. Oni nailed it. It had so much promise, and then the second season was garbage. What are we doing here? We're going to deadweight the guard so they can't double block. Yeah, we could block the bird. It's maybe a little better for Boros, but I was just going for the most power. Yeah, if they have... Maybe they were thinking of saving that. You know, that's a... But I think if they have it, fine. I'm even going to show them. Like, whatever. We got nothing. The 2/2 wouldn't save it long term, so they definitely would not bother there. If they have the +2/+2 here, we're going to let them trade their combat trick for one of our agents. It's fine. The 50-pack pre-order deal on Arena is, on a pack level, just barely better than simply spending $100 on gems and buying packs normally. So really the value around the 50-pack pre-order deal is in the cosmetics. If you're excited about the cosmetics, that is what that gets you. Well, we can't seem to find our 5th land, but maybe we'll find it here. There it is. And I'm continue to be happy to trade Darkblade for card in hand if they've got something for it. And next turn, like, how do we lose from here? I guess, I mean, we're 18 life against 3-card Boros with this hand. I think we're good. We need a mythic level, you know, Aurelia level bomb. Aurelia could be annoying, I suppose. I'm gonna play... I guess we get to Watcher. I don't need to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna play this and leave blue in case we find, keep, and draw through Darkblade's a Dazzle. Oh, but I can't. We need both blue. Never mind. So clever until your plan doesn't work. Alright. We will merely have to get all of this sick value. And we'll bin both of these as not being super relevant here. Vargan makes a fair point. I generally talk about $100 gem bundles as being the optimal purchase if you are buying gems on Arena, because it is the best overall value. If you're not going to use up those gems for months and months and months, it's possible that having $50 in a savings account is going to actually get you more money over time than spending that $50 early to get the best deal on gems. But I try to limit the scope of my financial perspectives to what's inside this bubble of ours here. And let you guys make those types of adjustments. We don't have instant speed removal. Let's go ahead and visit the Hawk now. I could be... maybe I should be disinformation campaigning while we can. But yeah, again, I just feel like it just wasn't going to matter, and Oppo agrees. And notch another win. Head back in. Yeah, if you are only spending $50, although if you have you bought the welcome bundle or the what's the other bundle called? There's a $5 bundle and a $15 bundle that each represent the actual best value for gems in the system. We'll keep this. Yeah, the Explorer bundle. When I say Jester's B that it doesn't matter, it means that I think that effectively we were at 100% win rate in that spot, regardless of our decisions. Like, I really don't think there was a way for Oppo to take that game at that point from us. For gem value, the The bundles are not just okay, they're great. They're simply the best value on the system. Got a demirror here, it looks like. I like where we're starting. We're a blue away from getting this going, but we have Notion Rain no matter what. Takedown is available. With pass walls at 2 power. I wish we had instant speed surveil. We do not, but I'm still going to do the Notion Rain and activate. Dazzling is interesting to me. That I really would like to keep the Watcher, but we need to find blue. So I'm going to keep the Dazzling and ship the Watcher and hope we find an island. Man, can't find an island, but hopefully we're digging closer to it. So right now we can't cast this or this, but the rest of our hand is turned on. But we only get one of them next turn unless we do find an island. Here I'm going to go ahead and take down the Dragonauts while the shields are down across the way. And we'll go ahead and... Okay, let's do this in the right... Wait. Did it show me both? Usually it gives me tap first. Did I do it wrong? Alright, I noticed... I noticed something amiss and corrected. Come on, island off the top. Let's really turn on this hand. Either 2 spelling with this stuff or getting one of these going. Did I have the Dazzle at that point? They're never blocking. I didn't like it. I don't think Oppo was ever blocking with a 2-4. A Wee Dragonauts they had pumped up to 2-4. No, it's not. War is tomorrow or Friday? I'm not sure. I'm sure chat knows. I just show up every day and play what they offer me. Alright, we are still failing to find... extra blue, so boo. Well, we get another. We'll play another Darkblade agent this turn, unless they do something here. They could have a Whisper agent or something that we might respond to. Oh wait, sorry. This I thought that was Plaza. Oh, it is. Yeah. So they didn't have Whisper agent, man. I thought that was Gateway Plaza at first. So we'll go Darkblade agent here. Yep, just taking that. Here comes the island to... well, this is actually not bad. I'm just going to Price of Fame the Rubble Belt right now, or try to. We may get Disdainful Stroked here. but I don't know if we try... I mean, the other thing we could do is attack with both and just dazzling to get there. Yeah, actually, I'll do that, because they can't disdainful stroke a dazzle. And then we even still have Price of Fame up after that. Dazzle, dazzle. Okay. So our dazzles trade, but we get a card off the agent. Our dazzles trade and the creatures bounce. Binning Watchers is breaking my soul a little bit, but it continues to be correct as we are halfway through our library with a single island. Variance is a thing. Shuffler's broken, man. This never happens to me in paper. We keep price up. We don't have anything we want to deadweight here, right? No. Ooh, that's a pretty good turn. I guess we have to... Let's see. We could Price of Fame the Rubble Belt, and then untap and deadweight the Sergeant, and this would give Oppo a 2/4 pass wall, which is no big deal, right? So I'm going to do that. Oh yeah, I could wait until they buff. Yeah, let's do that. Sorry, of course. What am I thinking? I'm like acting like I have to do this pre-combat. If we're going to do that, well, we're going to take... Oh, interesting. They're like... What do they think? They think... I'm curious why they held that back. Now, deciding... Yeah, could be a ghost. Brawl, if you're ghosting. Come on. But they still should have attacked with it. Like, even if they're ghosting, why wouldn't they attack? Like, they just mentor somewhere else. I'm gonna let that happen and go through with the plan. It took a lot of damage there, though. Maybe I shouldn't have, because... actually, we'll keep the cover up. Because now pass walls could potentially finish us off before we can finish them off. But we have Artful Takedown to help with that, so maybe we'll be alright. Definitely putting that on the Sergeant. And... we can get away with one turn, even if they, like, double, if they double activate, if they get through for 3. There's another island. Yeah, it's possible I've left myself dead to burn. Maybe I have misplayed myself into a corner, but we're gonna try and find our way out. I think we do just want another island. We're gonna draw both of these. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. But it's unlike, like, they can't really make everything unblockable and burn. Like, if we get to, if they have Inescapable Blaze, then we're sad. But if we can just untap and they don't have stuff for our face, I think we're good with the takedown. And the cover-up. Cover-up and takedown combine to protect us pretty well. Another cover-up. All right. Now, what do we like? Maybe Predator. You can do takedown and cover-up. Or we can do Predator and takedown. I like... Yeah, they have lethal, but we have answers to their lethal. Yeah, I think we have to do that. I've got lethal. Yeah, Predator takedown seems like the best line. I think we're less worried about what they cast and more worried about what they've already got. And here we are going to attack. And then we want to take down here. Let's presume they don't have haste. And tap here and kill here. If they don't have haste, then the bodyguard can't attack or block. Bodyguard is rough, but even then we're not dead. I'm sorry, not bodyguard, Bargent. We can discard one of these cover-ups. And now, let's see, what do we have? We have 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. We attack with the Predator, and Pass Wall can make both of them unblock. Like, we need... Like, we're just dead, right? Yeah, I think I let this one slip away. I'm sure there was a line in there that if I had taken differently, we'd have this one. A good game, but I think if I go back and look at it, I'll figure out where it all slipped away. Let's at least threaten. Let's do this. And this. And at least full control represent. I don't think, they're going to see it. We are dead if they go for it, and I expect them to, but we're going to make them. Close game. They had just enough. But yeah, it also means when games are this close, I usually assume that this is where I'm losing my percentage. Like, I'm at 60% win percent, and the players I aspire to catch up to are in the 65 to 70% win rate, and those players win this game. All right. Took a loss that should have been a win. Those are the worst. Those are the but that's also identifying it as the best, because now I have a chance to get better. Now I have a chance to make the better decision next time. I'm gonna keep this, and we'll try and find some black. Because Pass Wall, 3 islands, and Watcher is enough of a start for me. Found it right away this time. That's nice. I'm nervous about leaving disinfo in hand against Dimir in case they thought erasure me. So I'm thinking seriously about that. Because that would be devastating to get thought erasure and lose the campaign. So since we're expecting a long control battle, I'm going to play my most important card while the shields are down and make sure that that sticks. No attacks. Yeah, we'll play Sealed War of the Spark, but we'll do it on the paid account. That's what I do like having the two accounts, because we're on the account right now where I'm a gem hound, and we'll do whatever it takes to maximize our gem value. But on the paid account, we do what we want. We play what we want and have the fun we want. So we'll do that. Now, with this down, though, I think I want a Dark Blade so that we set up a nice Surveil turn next turn. And we can even do an Unexplained Disappearance on the Poisoner so that we're not losing our Dark Blade agent to a mutual Death Touch situation. I am gonna risk the island because we have the Notion Rain, and we have 3 islands already. So we're gonna pitch the island. And now we will Notion Rain in search of one, or in search of any land, and then we can disappear the Poisoner. Ritual of Soot is interesting on this board, but I don't think we need that, and we are going to continue to dig for land. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to follow through and do this. We'll go get another card. And Deadweight. Yeah, we'll keep Deadweight. I have a feeling this Thoughtbound Phantasm is going to get out of Deadweight range next turn, as Oppo is likely to try and get their campaign back. It might even happen now. Yeah, they're going to go dazzle us. Man, I'm usually the one blowing out Dazzles, but here I am getting blown out by Dazzle. Actually, to tell you, it was Lock It on the right, man. I looked at their tapped out and totally. I was saying next turn they were gonna get Phantom out of Deadweight range, and then totally forgot about that Lock It. Yeah, that's real bad. Now we got to ditch a Mesmerist to their campaign, but we have... Yeah. Yeah, now this Deadweight is like whatever, but... We'll keep throwing campaigns around. Oppo and I lie into each other nonstop. I think quality is a little lower in best of 3. That's my feeling, so maybe that's not unusual. Also, if you're an above average player, your match win rate is going to be higher in best of 3 than it is in best of 1 because of the nature of, you know, math and having a above 50% chance to win 2 out of 3 games versus just an above 50% chance to win the 1. What are we doing? Dead weighting, any of that stuff? I don't think we need to yet. It would use up our mana. But if we have to discard, we might even ditch the dead weight to a disinformation campaign. I think the 3 creatures in our hand are more important than the dead weight, actually. Wow, sorry, Cincy. That's like some weird magic hell you're in. Keeps getting wrecked by the Goblin Gathering deck in best of 3. What's up, Strength? Glad you could join us. Yeah, here we go. Dropping the dead weight. Now if we draw lands, we might need to keep them just to have things to pitch. And we will play a Watcher, I think. We could ditch Watcher number 2 and have... potentially, if we draw a black, like Nightveil Predator deadweight, but the deadweight's just... Maybe it holds down the Phantasm a little bit. Yeah, we're more or less... I mean, it's infinite. The question is, how much are we drafting for infinite? And the answer is a little better than a draft a day. Now I'm not sure. Might need to shrink the Phantasm. Now, we probably just put the Predator in front of the Phantasm at some point, so I am going to ditch the deadweight. The draft today is an estimate based on our current gem count. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we played out all the drafts we have banked up with the existing resources on this account, and then reinvested the winnings in more drafts, and reinvested on down the line, we would get about 40-ish more drafts on this account by our current measure. So it's a lot. So we got Price of Fame. But I think we just want to open on Watcher here. And really just hope that they don't disinfo us again. Like, they need to do another 2 mana... Okay, there we go. Some lands. Does it even matter? Like, because I want lands so I can pitch them to their disinfo campaign. But I suppose we would take another... Swamp. And then if I have to, I'll pitch it to the campaign. Might even pitch campaign to the campaign. Yeah, I think I'm going to hard commit to rare drafting Bash Bob, because I didn't hard commit to it in RNA because I didn't know where we would be at the end of the season. I didn't do like the math of projecting my win rate and play rate and economy rate or whatever. I wasn't sure we would 4x the set by the end of the season, and we did. And since we didn't start rare drafting heavily, and then we ended rare drafting heavily and hit 4x. So I think if we rare draft heavily at the start, we'll just hit 4x sooner. And then be grinding sooner. All right, I'm just happy they did not replay the disinfo, and I'm going to go ahead and cast ours. And do I want this, or do I want protection against theirs? I think I want this, although it's not like extra mana does anything for our hand. We're casting 1 spell a turn. And in terms of what's left, like, we only have 5 mana type stuff left. I guess if we have 6, it's just like, it's not like we can draw and end up in a 2 spell turn situation. But I'm gonna play one of the lands, and then we have this one sandbagged. That's true. We do have a 2 mana play for Price of Fame and campaign on 7, so let's go for that. That's a good math there. Although now, if I could do it over, I'd make sure to tap to leave up the threat of the uncommon surveil counterspell. Don't need full control because of pass wall, I think. Here we go again. Cool, Cincy. We'll see how that goes for you over time. Well, we would have had Price of Fame disinfo, but now we're going to ditch the land. If we draw one, we'll do it, though. Certainly need to Price of Fame this Phantasm now. Okay, we did. So... Biscuit, risk it, etc. Ooh. Saucy. What do we got? We're gonna draw one of these. Which one would we want to discard if we had to? Probably Darkblade in this board? No, Darkblade. We like them both. I'm gonna keep the Whisper though on top. Last beat, have you been around for our discussions on the topic? Have you seen... Here's a sweet visualization from one of my viewers. I haven't done this math myself. I didn't make this graph, and I believe the creator of this graph was taking some things into account that I haven't yet, but it's a nice visualization of how much it needs to move the needle. There you go. You want to speak to... Because you did more than just... Yeah, why don't you speak to how you came up with those numbers then? Because it's not just you did more than I was thinking about in that spot. Let's see. We can go at 4, 5, 6, 7. We can do... This smacks of counter spells, like Cover Up. But we need to get some defenses down. We have flashing in the Whisper Agent as a play. Probably need to try the Predator. I'm expecting that it might get countered, but we can go Predator, Whisper Agent. So we're going to try the Predator. Here, this is the telltale sign of the cover-up. This is Oppo going through their library and picking the spells. No, it landed. Okay, it landed. Whoo! I can't believe that. I thought for sure we were losing that. Of course, I'm always paranoid about that because then it makes it hurt less when it happens. When you kind of call out that possibility. Yes, thank you. That's the part that I didn't calculate. I knew there was something you did that there was a layer to your calculation that that I hadn't done, and that was on the considering the rares and mythics you get from packs 1. And then that changes things dramatically, as you can see in those numbers, between best of 1 and best of 3, where the packs you get, like best of 3, by the end you're getting like 6 extra packs. In best of 1, you're not. And it's so when you're at 4x, those extra packs make a big deal. And it lowers the percent. It makes it a much finer choice on especially rares in best of 3. Oh yeah, we were doing this. Yeah, we'll take a takedown. Make them have a dazzle here or something. They got 4 cards. All right, that's good. Yeah, Blast Beat, you're correct that always is incorrect. Always rare draft is not perfect, but it tends to be like if you didn't have the math and didn't know for sure, it's probably not far off. That's the other thing. The other thing about these very, very narrow ones where you're like, well, it's like if I'm at 1.2%, I should take the rare. If I'm at 1.15, but then you're talking about the EV at the end, like your match EV ends up being almost identical when the choice is that close. Here we have campaign and takedown. So let's do that. It's lower, but don't be fooled at what. Again, you need the context of how much a card can move that percentage needle, which I will provide. I promise you, I'll provide some context on that when I can. It's just not risen up to my top priority levels. And here, let's just go ahead. Well, they're not going to attack with anything. They get to go to the. Let's get to the end of their turn. Oh no, this is on us. Never mind. I'm getting distracted by chat. That's all right. That's what you're here for. Let's go to this, though, and we'll take down... maybe we should... I'm not going to play around. They're not really going to attack with anything else, and this is a shields down moment that we should take advantage of. The tap doesn't really matter, even though I chose it, but we want to kill the Watcher. I seem to have something for a green or a black. As you say, is it status statue? All right, they saved it. Well, now we're going to have to trade the Predator off for it, but we got status statue out of their hand, so not the worst result ever, but not the result we were hoping for. If we were a little higher life total, you could take 3 and try to dazzle them next time. But that's not super realistic, and I'm actually going to ditch the agent here. I think the dazzling will be very effective at helping us through the rest of this game. I've never been so annoyed by Barrier of the Bones. It's really, really, all it is, though, is just here is fueling their campaign. This is a frustrating one because I feel like our deck is a bit better than theirs. They're similar. We're obviously very similar, but I feel like ours is... I like our card quality a little better, but we're getting burned on the synergy here a little harder than we're burning them. If we draw another land, we actually have Watcher plus Disinfo, so I'm gonna pitch the Dazzle. Ditch that, keep the takedown. The fake news is flying fast and furious in this game. $9 to $10, if so. I like my chances because I do have the cover-ups in here somewhere. There's one cover-up, right? Yeah, I've got one devious cover-up to draw. Yeah, Snitch is the next thing to kill. And maybe even on their turn again. And because if we do that, then we can knock down the Poisoner so it can't attack, and we can actually attack with the Watcher. Yeah, I kind of played that land out of habit without really thinking about it, but absolutely should have kept it for future disinformation purposes. But fortunately, we can just cast this, so it's not like they're going to get us with this. But we'll do there. Oh, sorry, I thought that was... Oh well. Now... Yeah, I could have attacked with the Adept and made it unblockable. Another point missed. All right. That feels good. May have to... just block the Poisoner with the Adept here. And yeah, they have to cast something in order to trigger Disinfo, so no matter what, we get to cover up. Interesting, because it's not really... Yeah, I actually don't care about that. In fact, it was probably a tester from Oppo to see if they need to worry about the cover-up. Although at this point I could leave the Watcher back to trade with the Poisoner as a potentially better trade than the pass wall. Is that correct? We have so much land that pass wall is effectively unblockable. So yeah, I think we'll leave the Watcher back. 6 to 6. So we're one ahead. They have to do something first. I'm going to try and not cast anything because I don't want to give them cover-up outs. But they could cover up our cover-up if they cast something. That's a thing that could happen here. But I like that because now we can bait there. Now I'm willing to do it because if they have a cover-up, we can cover up their cover-up. It's all good. Unless they have two cover-ups and they cover up the cover-up that's covering up their cover-up. Stroke, I'm going to let happen. The concern, the going concern here is cover-ups. Yeah, I wanted to leave cover up. That's why we made that play that time. Now, we'll go back to plan A. Well, plan A is they are dead in 4 cards. We'll see. Yeah, that's a good one. I feel decent, but it's all about what if they've got cover-ups of their own and how that plays out. I don't know if there's a reason to hold on to that many lands since we may be covering up and drawing or whatever. Really, Valhalla, this is why I love it. I'm like, oh man. Maybe I shouldn't even be attacking with a pass wall. It's not like there's haste in Dimir, though. Dowser. This is where we have to decide. I don't think we lose to Dowser before they deck. And they're showing that cover-up. But they would cover it. They should cover up their own spell if they had cover-up. Yeah, I'm just really nervous about giving them an opportunity to cover up, although they could cover up their own cover-up. Cover up, cover up, cover up. Yeah, language is funny that way. There are times where I have gone and looked up. I've looked up the most common word just because my brain could not quite believe that that was the case. That I had stopped, it had stopped sounding like a word and it felt like it must be wrong. So, all right, I'm going to play the Dark Blade. If they counter it, we have cover up for their cover up. Am I doing it? If they have 2, then I'm really stupid. One of the reasons I did this is they should have countered their own thing. Like they had the cover up play already. I didn't say that out loud, but like part of the reason I'm going for this is like they got to have cover up though, right? But they had the opportunity to counter their own counter and didn't. So, all right, we'll see. All right. Looks like they only had the one, but again, really bizarre. Maybe I would have just countered my own Dowser or whatever. And they could still do it now, maybe, except, again, they would have just countered my counter there, so... That would be amazing if they just had 2 removal spells here. Like, that we just lose to an actual removal spell. Please, no. Please don't kill the pass wall. That's acceptable. Style point loss is quite acceptable. Woo! Boy, that was a good one. I don't know if I played that last turn right, though. I think we had the same chance of success if I just let that resolve, right? No, but then they untap and... I don't know. Yeah, I think... we got there, but I think I probably should have just let that resolve. Maybe they just didn't know about the hold priority trick or something? I don't know. Thank you, Ice. I think I had some stumbles there, actually, but played well enough to get there. That's the bottom line. Yeah, that's what we were talking about, Watermelon. I'm thinking, I'm not sure what I gained by that. I had my logic of, well, they didn't self-counter their own thing, so then why isn't it safe to cast this thing? But what does it get me? It gets me another chump blocker. What it gets me is... I mean, here's... I'm not sure it was correct, but here's the line. Here's the situation where you've got to play it, and that is they only have one cover-up, and they have 2 removal spells, right? Like, if they have multiple removal spells, then they get to they clear the way and just win on damage. So... yeah. Right. So it's the removal cover-up combo, and the time-traveling supercomputer knows for sure what we're supposed to play around there. But you just don't really see Dimir decks without at least one cover-up, and we'd seen the whole deck. So yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Vargan. There was a lot of deep cover-up inception there. If he had 2 counters, it would have been the wrong play. If he'd had 2 removal, it would have been the right play. That looks fine. And this represents the kind of aggro start a Mesmerist can represent. We were talking about Mesmerist versus 1/1 Death Toucher. I like Mesmerist over the Death Toucher here, although that could even change based on what Oppo does. I was gonna just pass the turn and ambush the Skyline Scout with Whisper Agent, but with the Darkblade Agent draw, we'll play that instead. So, Screaming Trick. Do we just want to draw it out, though? It's okay to trade Darkblade for the Sure Strike as long as you're doing it deliberately and with good reason. But I'm going to say no. Because we have Darkblade Whisper Agent next turn. I could put the Predator down to give him the fear, but it sure seems like they have the Sure Strike anyway. To that point, maybe I should have left the Mesmerist back so that we can block two things. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 Trick is a really rough Boros start, so that's why I'm kind of trying to race a little bit. But I think we have to offer the Whisper Agent for the Trick. That's what we're going to do. Do we want that? It allows us to do 2 spells on the turn after, but I'm going to be a little greedy here. We're against Boros. We need action, action, action if we're going to get out of this. Yeah. I think we're losing the agent here, but we got to trade it for something. Really? So is that a clean offer on the Darkblade? That's weird. Okay, that's nice. Let's get rid of the Scout. I think getting rid of the Scout is more important than the Healer's Hawk. We have Night Veil that can get up in the air here. Yeah, Take Heart could be the answer. Good observation. Does it, though? Wait, yeah, right. Yeah, it could be Take Heart. Let's keep that in mind for sure. Still might be playing around Take Heart. In which case, do we offer up the Darkblade Agent for the Take Heart? We have another one. I'm going to say yeah. And Mesmerist could offer up for one of these soldiers, which also could be reasonable. I'm going to leave the Mesmerist back, though. See if it is the Take Heart. Maybe not. Alright, so now another agent. As far as waves go, that was pretty survivable. Do we want Cover Up or Predator available? My spidey sense says Cover Up for 1 turn. We're not in a huge hurry here. I'm going to stay back now. Or actually, I'm going to attack with 1 and leave 1 back to block. Yeah, it's worth covering up here. And we'll save those 2, but I don't think I want another Mesmerist right now. Now send both and play Predator. I'm off. I mean, if they're still somehow sandbagging a trick here, I don't understand it anymore, and I really don't. Now I just don't understand that attack unless it was just straight up bluff. In which case, quite a bold bluff. Thanks for all the follows. Okay, I mean, they sent these, but not this. What are they doing? I guess they do. Maybe it is a +2/+2, and they're willing to trade one of these plus their trick for the Predator, but not the Healer's Hawk for the Predator. Well, I'm calling. I think we're now finally revealing the trick and trading a Predator for a token. But it's very, yeah, the head games are real. I'm just... That's the only thing that made sense with that attack, right? But I just don't know why they didn't use it earlier. That was a nice draw for us, for sure. In fact, we can just swing in now. Register clicks, please. I mean, it's kind of the take heart we found our way to reading, but then they didn't use it in a spot where it would have been enough to take out an agent. I mean, maybe they're sniping and they saw that we had a Predator in hand they needed to deal with more or something? I don't know. But we're gonna go ahead and take out the shield mate. Yeah, maybe they top decked the card they were bluffing or something. It happens. I don't think we're campaigning anymore because we're going to be in top deck mode, so let's just do that. And can only attack with 1 though for my comfort level here. Campaign is not free when you're this choked on mana. I don't want to do that. Interesting. Trade there, then what? If we trade here, we don't have anything for the boar. I'm going to say no blocks. See, like, campaign isn't free, right? If we had campaign, we don't get both of these. With pass wall, by ditching campaign, we get to cast pass wall and deadweight this turn, or deadweight leave cover up. Campaign is 3 mana. That's what it is. Haven't had lunch yet. I'm not sure what will be. Let's deadweight the boar then. Shrink it so that we can block it, and then leave cover up. Seems like 4 fine cards to put back in our deck. I'm bold, but I don't know. I don't think we're that bold. Although we can block everything currently. Is there much difference between 1 and 3 here, really? Yeah, there's not really that much difference, actually. Let me get a cover-up back. Yeah, there's like 1 extra card we lose to, I suppose. But I still think it's worth it. Alright, we need something besides... Maybe I should have ditched the cover-up because we need something. Oh, we got something, so we got lucky. But I think keeping the cover-up was wrong because we needed action in case of a creature. We just got lucky to find it. Yeah, Flying Haster comes on the table as well. But 2 cards is very good for us, so... and the Scry. Not sure what the time-traveling supercomputer would say about that one, actually. Now we're in serious trouble. We need Dazzling explicitly. Yes, I'll explain that after I lose this game. I know we're dead, but they have to attack. We're gonna make them attack at least. Here, I'll put a... Alright, they figured it out. Don't know if there was a win there we missed. I think this cover-up was a huge mistake. Maybe if I ditched the cover-up, we'd be 1 card deeper into our deck and have something relevant. So there's definitely a mistake there that could have led to a stabilization play. We lost some percentage on that. So, unfortunately, got to update the record with another loss. I refer to the time-traveling supercomputer. It's a concept I introduced on limited resources during my run. For those of you not into math and statistics and probability and everything, maybe you've not heard of the concept of the Monte Carlo approach to statistics. Monte Carloing something, and it's a reference to the casino, is when basically instead of doing the math, instead of sitting down and working out the exact percentages of some weird thing to happen, what you do is you just tell a computer to do that randomized thing 10 billion times or whatever is statistically relevant. And then the result you get from that statistical burst of however many efforts, you're going to get a good... You're going to learn the statistics of the situation even without understanding the math. That's the key of Monte Carlo. That Monte Carloing a statistics problem can get you a very good answer without having to create a formula or understanding the math. Is just a kind of a brute force statistical approach. So time-traveling supercomputer is effectively a flavorful way of conceptualizing Monte Carloing a Magic tournament. Because you can Monte Carlo, like, take a casino game, take roulette. I mean, the math of roulette is not difficult, but you could have a computer place random bets on roulette, spin, and do that so many times that we understand the math of roulette, right? So we take that the idea of a time-traveling supercomputer is that they could, with infinite time, infinite patience, infinite ability to compile data, and the ability to run back the same tournament over and over again, a time-traveling supercomputer could head into a Magic tournament and try it with all possible decks against every possible result and come out and say, okay, the correct deck for this tournament is Jund, and I would know the correct play to make it every single step of the way because the time-traveling supercomputer has seen it all. The time-traveling supercomputer has exhaustively done an exhaustive comparison of all possible results of that tournament. And of course, that's wildly impossible for any human. I mean, think of the number of possibilities, because we're talking like one of the decks that the time-traveling supercomputer brings in and tries to compete with in that tournament is 60 forests, you know, and just doesn't win. Like, it has to do all of those. And it's just, so it's kind of a big brain concept of just having perfect information. So yeah, it's my long-winded way of saying, pretend we magically understood what perfect magic was at every decision point. The time-traveling supercomputer is an embodiment of that idea. All right. And I'll check some chat here while we are paused between... Oh, did I miss a... We had a very healthy viewership, which probably means that I missed somebody's very kind raid or something. If did I miss a raid, folks? Did I miss or is it just that too many pros are in London today? It might just be the London effect. And if you are, in fact, with me today because some of your favorite pros are not streaming today, well, thank you for making me your second choice, or whatever choice down the road that I am. I'm glad you're hanging out with us today. Ah, Tycho tweeted. I see. Well, let me tell... Shall we do another story time since Tycho... Are you here, Tycho? I don't call him Tycho. Are you here, Jerry? Jerry might be lurking. Jerry's my neighbor. Yeah, here, I'll go to... I'll go to soapbox mode and tell you a funny story. One of my favorite Jerry Holkins stories. So for those of you who don't know Jerry Tycho Holkins, he is a co-creator of Penny Arcade, and Strength, your comment there is telling, as you'll see. So about, gosh, when did he move in? It's like 10 years ago now. I live in a Ballard neighborhood in Seattle. And let's call it about 10 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago. My daughter is the most outgoing, extroverted person I know. I'm pretty introverted. It may not seem like it on stream, but this isn't really a social situation. This is me lecturing or whatever. That's easy. But I'm pretty introverted, but my daughter's super extroverted. And when she heard that there was a new neighbor on the block, she was down looking to see if they had kids and all that stuff. And she came back to report to me that, in fact, they did. And she was making fast friends with them and stuff. And I had stuff going on all day. And she was coming back and forth, telling me new bits and pieces about the new neighbors. And then she said, "Oh, I think he knows what you work on or something, Daddy." And he said he's going to come over and say hi. And I was like, great. And I walk out my door, and there's Jerry Holkins, Penny Arcade co-creator, who's moved into my neighborhood. Super sweet. We're both gamers. That's really cool. So he asked me about wizards and magic. And anyway, we struck up a friendship from our mutual love of gaming and our neighborliness. We're both friendly neighbors. My daughter now does a lot of babysitting for them and stuff. But anyway, to the meat of my funny Jerry story. So we're early on in our making acquaintances, and I'm down at his new place, and we're outside. It's like the summertime, and he's got young kids at this point, and I've got slightly older kids, but there's probably 5 or 6 elementary school kids hanging out with us out in front of his house, and his sprinklers are going. He's watering the grass, and one of the sprinklers is like firing into the street a little bit. And this car, we hear sound from down the street of a radio blaring, some rock music radio blaring, and a car rolls down our street, and it's just like a car full of dude bros with the windows rolled down on the hot summer day, and they're blasting their music. They pass right by the street and the sprinkler, and the sprinkler just fires into their car and just like just gets them all not soaked, but surprisingly wet. They were not expecting it, and they just unleashed this barrage of filth. And And we've got elementary school kids around, and like some of them perk up and are like, have that horrified. And one of Jerry's kids, I think his son Elliot, tells him, Dad, they said, did you hear those words they said? And he says, yeah, son, he says, those words paid for this house. So the kids were exposed to some foul language, which Jerry brushed off as, we're friends with those words around here, son. Don't worry about it. But also watching the Dude Bros just go from chilling in their car to getting sprayed down was pretty hilarious. All right. So there's a Jerry story for all you Penny Arcade fans who are hanging with me because of Jerry calling me out. Now let's get back to trying to get. This is not what I don't like this at all. I want to get to at least here. We're getting to 5, okay? He plays Magic like he plays a million games, which is that he does, yes, but it's not like he's not deep into Magic. I got Magic in his brain. There's one. I should find it, or maybe I can Google chat Google. There's a Penny Arcade strip that I made happen, that I created, because I got Jerry back into Magic for a little bit. And to find it, you would want to search for, I think the joke is like, I hear you're playing Magic again. Like if you did a trench coat, Tool, and Magic, if you did a Google search for a Penny Arcade strip that referenced trench coats, Magic, and Tool, you'll find the strip that I got, that I effectively created, because that was when Jerry was back into Magic because of me. I was saying 5. If we get to 5 wins, I'll, but whatever. I've already cost. This deck is fine. I think both losses could have been flipped to wins if I'd made different decisions. So if we get mana issued out of a game or whatever at this point, like this results on me now. I think this is a 5+ win deck. We've just punted away a couple of wins. We should be 4-0, I think. That's the sad truth here. The record is correct. We're 3-2. Thank you, Nantuko. Nantuko found the comic I was talking about. When I came into work the day after that, Elaine Chase was like, "You are my hero." Like, is there anything else we can do to help your relationship with Jerry? Elaine Chase was the brand, head of brand at that time, so she was quite happy to have Penny Arcade writing strips about Magic. Let's try the Dazzle. No. Let's just attack and shrink it. And go ahead and make another Darkblade here. Now the Dazzle play seems good, although we might even just... I mean, Price of Fame could get countered. Let's just do the Dazzle side. Drawing a card and killing the Adept seem fine. In that case, let's maybe... Price of Fame it before blocks? No, that's all right. This is even better. And I like both of those. We've already played a land this turn, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to keep it like that then. Bats. Just gonna... Well, just going to disappear that, but it doesn't leave us with like a follow-up play. I'm going to actually just max the mana and try to set up disappearance for next turn with whatever they come up with after the bats. And this is a good scry because we're going to ditch all of that. Or surveil, rather. Sure have connected with a lot of Darkblade agents. Now we can even disappearance. Oh, yeah, that's good. We get to disappear and counter it on the way back down and cause Oppo to scoop if this doesn't. Again, this is why I like the Mesmerists over things like the 1/1. We could have a 1/1 Death Touch for 1 instead of a Mesmerist, but it just... I just like how Mesmerists sometimes lets you turn sideways in ways that those other options just don't. I might not even care about that. Yeah, you can have that, I think. I'm not concerned about that. And I'm not concerned about that, because we have a deadweight. Deck is kind of sick. I'm really mad that I probably punted away 2 wins already. Oh, GRN Demir, how I love you. You still here, Valhallas, or did you just bail? I'm out. I'm not watching your Demir train. We are at 4x on RNA here, so we got it 20 gems. I'm going to note that for our grind total. For you the new viewers around here, I keep track of every game I play on these accounts on and off stream. and you can look up my results here. And I also upload everything I do to YouTube. So in that spreadsheet is also links to the streams that on which those drafts occurred. So. Silver asks, how would you rate GRN as a draft set as far as how fun it is to play? I think it's incredibly fun to play, but the lack of competitive green guilds, or green guilds being a full step behind at least, especially on Arena where things don't really self-correct, even though there are Selesnya proponents, I think it is really fun. I love playing Dimir decks. I'm really enjoying this deck we've drafted, and I'm really enjoying how it plays, and I'm really enjoying the familiar feeling of making these Dimir decisions. You know, I've done this a lot before. I call it the solitaire effect when I as a game designer, like you want to get the solitaire effect with people, and what I mean by that is, like, why does anybody play solitaire anymore? Like, why does one play? And some people don't. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the 7-pile card game. And it's like, because it feels good to do things that we're experts at. You know, it feels good to make 100% correct decisions and watch your engine go. And so even though, and that's what I feel about Dimir here. It's like, I've done all this before. We've done all this before. I've played these types of games before with these types of cards before, but it feels really good. And I feel so competent at piloting Dimir that's something as well. Despite my punts, despite my competency is not perfection. I'm just saying, relative to other formats, I feel very solid here. So yeah, I like it. It's just not very deep, and if you got bored of it and decided you were done, I would get it. It just doesn't, the lack of depth, the lack of variety in successful archetypes puts a cap on its legs, basically. We'll keep this. We need another blue, but I like how this starts. Lamdiel, if you go to my video archives, I have a lot of clips that I've saved out that are me talking exactly about that question. I mean, this stream, Lamdiel, like, how to grind for limited is what we do here, basically. So you're in the right place. But the bottom line is, know how to grind your daily gold. Make sure you're maximizing your daily gold grind, and understand the rare drafting possibilities that you have, so that you can take advantage of them if you want to. All right, we found our other blue. That's good. We could play Notion Rain here, but I don't like that. We're going to keep Dazzling up, because there's a lot of plays Boros opponent could make with this board that would put us under some pressure now. Nothing hasty, though, so looks like this pass wall is just doing amazing work against the Boros deck here. There were some suggestions to cut Ritual of Soot because it negatively impacted so many of our creatures. We did end up removing some of the creatures that Ritual of Soot kills, but this matchup is exactly why I kept it in. And since we're at 20 life, I am going to be one more turn worth of greed on it. We have Price of Fame up if they play something that doesn't get sooted. And if they do play something or two things that get sooted, we just straight win the game on the next turn. And that's perfect, right? Because we were going to lose our pass wall to the ritual. We'll go ahead and take the 5 here, and then take the ritual next turn. Yeah, I suppose I should have Notion Rain, huh? Somehow it slipped away that was an option. In my head I was keeping Price of Fame available as well, in case they did something. They could have gone land Bargent, in which case I definitely would have wanted to Price of Fame it. So... But honestly, I saw that and decided on that play without even considering the Notion Rain. I may still have decided on the Price of Fame, but I should have at least considered it. Yeah, so we didn't do anything on 4, which is not the best, but we just do this and leave them with a single 1/1. No, I don't like using Dazzle for 2 life. If we had if we were like desperate for land, or we really needed to, if we really needed that surveil, we could have, but I didn't think it was necessary. And here, let's campaign them while we still can, and maybe find a land for us to play. I'm kind of in agreement with Scooter rules. You know, conventional wisdom is like that Rakdos is the worst RNA guild, but when it comes to the arena bots, at the very least, I still think the green guilds are behind on RNA as well. I would agree with that. But even the worst isn't that bad compared to this format. I'm gonna Price of Fame that, get the disinfo back. I suppose with red-white, we could even wait on the Price of Fame. Probably want more land is okay. I like both of those. Again, did you ask that before, or was it somebody else? To anyone who wants to build their collection, like that, specifically building your collection is what's important to you. Frank Karsten has an article that takes into account the value of rares to your collection. I kind of need to redo my numbers in the new economy anyway, but in general, I would say that it seems undeniable that Sealed is a gem killer. It's just a consumer of gems at a rate that I don't think the booster packs there could make up for it. I mean, if you're excited about getting extra boosters out of your prize winnings, just play a best of 3 draft, you know? All right. I mean, best of 3 draft takes so long. Man, I was going to make a rated R comment there, but many things that are incredibly fun take a long time. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, when people complain to me about the length of things, I mean, if you need flexibility in your schedule, I get that. But also keep in mind that in terms of taking so long, we designed the best of, you know, the 5-win, 7-win scheme specifically so that they were about equal, you know, in terms of how long. Yeah, shut up. Yellow, I can't even read it. Digital Limit wants me to shut up and play. I get it. You try doing this. Toughness 4 or greater. Can't do anything about that. You shut up and play. So, 7th land gives us info and cover up, which I like. So we're gonna get the 7th land. Right, this 1/1 is going the distance. Still not going to use Dazzling to save 1. We'll get there. I was wanting 7 for the potential disinfo cover-up, but I'm wondering if we just need to get a blocker down now and hope they don't have another removal spell for the Watcher. And then if this doesn't live, we will use the Dazzling on the Scout, because we're starting to get low enough that I am concerned about life total. We'll do this. Okay. Ooh. Reasonable plan, but it's not going to work out, my friend. Because Dazzling is awesome. And yeah, we'll leave both of those. Now we'll strip their hand of the last card. Yeah, we could bounce the token. But no need to do that yet. In fact, I'm not even going to attack. We're just going to stay back. Dimir's on lockdown here. I don't think we lose this unless they have double Inescapable Blaze very close to the top of their library, so... No, they weren't planning on double... Like, I don't know how they were planning on double current. Maybe they just didn't do their own math or something, but... Alright. 6-0, 4-2, depends on how you think. Also, if we had not punted away any of our wins, we would have faced different opponents too. Alright, we made it to 5 wins, which is what I was saying is kind of my par here. Like, I wanted to at least make it to 5 wins with this sweet Dimir deck, especially given that we didn't rare draft. Like, gave it a lot of value. Yeah, I think the fact that they should have swung first suggests that maybe they counted their lands wrong and didn't realize they couldn't do it twice. This looks fine, if a little slow. We start at 4 here, but we got both of our colors. And Pass Wall gives us something to do on 2, so that's nice. Premium emotes in my inbox. Hey, everybody. Oni made stuff for me to share with you. Got our extra land, that's just what we needed. Now I'm feeling great about our setup. Nothing to do on 3 here, but whatever. Oppo hasn't done anything yet at all. I don't think there's flash, is there? In this setup? Well, I hope we can win a game where our opponent's first play was an unconvoked 2-4, but you never know what bombs might be lurking over there. but I certainly like our start better, even though we had a little bit of a hitch in ours as well. So now we have Mesmerist, Hold Up, Dazzling, but that doesn't really get us anything. So let's just drop the Predator. Maybe they scoop. For those of you catching this conversation here, Oni Spumoni is a graphic designer by trade, and he is responsible for my stream graphics and is working with Nantuko on his, it seems. So, we got the Ritual. It takes out the Guild Mage and the Adept right now, so maybe not. Probably just attack. And I'm going to do the Mesmerist. We have Ritual, though. Maybe I should just wait and see what we get on the Ritual front, and we'll keep Artful and Dazzling available. Yeah, Predator is real tough for Selesnya. They need to get a big flyer in the air, but we have answers for big flyers in the air. So the handful of things they can do about a Predator, we have counter answers for. So that's why I feel like it's going to be tough for us to lose this game. But I think here we'll go ahead and use the takedown to tap here and kill the Guild Mage before they untap with a 6th land and get to start creating value from that. And again, yes, I know I could have sooted it, but I'm kind of, this was a home run in our previous game, and it's kind of a strikeout here. It's a bit of a strikeout home run card in that way, but it's kind of a grand slam when it hits, so I think it's worth running. We could leave this back now under the assumption, yeah, I'm just going to be aggro. I was like, what am I doing? Let's just attack with this till they're dead. And we could Mesmerist now. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and Mesmerist now anyway. Because then we can have Dazzling potentially eat the Pack Beast if we want to do that. And it gives us a Surveil to try and find our 5th land. Yeah, strikeout home run. The Adam Dunn of Magic cards, yep. The Rob Deer for those with an eye for history or who are old as crap like I am. Do we even care, though? That's the thing. Like, why do we even care about a dumb Pack Beast when it might... If they have, well, whatever. Yeah, I'll do it because I really want to surveil. That's why I want to get. Let's get this land on top. Yeah, look at that. Go away. We want land. Yep, watermelon. It's not. It's a right now. It's a strikeout, but it could become relevant over the course of the game. All right, that's a fine result. Just ultimately a 1-for-1. Well, I guess it was a 2-for-1. We lost our Dazzling to Dazzling and a Mesmerist to a Righteous Blow. Yeah, I probably should have blocked first. I was being a little loose there. Considering the Deadly Visit, but we'll just watch her. We want more land. We're probably not casting 2 spells for quite a while. So I'm going to pitch the land, but keep the agent. as I see we're about noon, I did want to mention that on Friday we're going to be having a slightly shorter day. I have to take my daughter to... We're going on a little road trip to her college. She's going to do an overnight at her upcoming school. That's pretty threatening, gotta say. Ritual does nothing. It takes out the Marshal, which is not nothing, but it's pretty close. Now how do we not win? I think we're losing now, yeah. So it probably involves... Now, Predator and... I think we have to Deadly Visit and block something with Predator. They're all basically the same, except for this dude. I guess we'll just take the biggest one out here. And then... Yeah, I think we need... Actually, I'm going to keep both of those now. Actually, maybe we do it... Yeah, I'm going to do it like this, and then we can decide when we Notion Rain if we still want that island or not. And then we'll see what how they attack here. They weren't even willing to offer that. I certainly would have. I would have said, take it. This has a bigger butt, but we're going to go for a power block here. And Selesnya is not really getting stuff back from the graveyard, so we'll go ahead and block this one. Oh yeah, I guess Vigilance is a better reason. Block the Vigilant thing makes a lot of sense. Thank you. Why did I keep the Notion Rain? I'm not sure. I guess we go... Yeah, I thought cards were our answer because they're out of them. Like, we go find more. I just don't know if we have the time here. But if we Notion Rain and at least keep one land, we can still Darkblade. So my thinking was that we draw cards and land and allows us to play 2 spells in a single turn, and that in order to recover from this suddenly sideways game that we would need to play 2 spells in a turn. That was what I was thinking. But I think it's a little too risky on the timing. But that's good. We can do that. And maybe at least get in with the surprise block. This is at least something we can cast here. Yeah, now the pass wall is going to be dead anyway, so we're going to go Agent. Ooh, yeah, not the time for that. And we go here and here. Are we dead? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not dead. and actually blow up a lot of their stuff, right? But then we're just dead to the Ledev. And if we draw a land, we go Ritual Darkblade, and then we are not dead. But that's what we're playing for. So we play for a swamp. Yeah, not just a land, a swamp. So we do have 5 though. Did I not update the record? This is a 5 winner. So we at least got 5 wins if we fail to pull this one out. Hey, look. We could attack first. Yeah, I guess we should, because if they decide something's up, they might not block it. We're still up against it, because we're going to chump here. They need to have nothing, and we need to find something. It's nothing. It's nothing. All right, folks. Well, it's a little after 5, but you know we have 234 viewers. Maybe I should keep going. Should we do something else? You got it, Oppo. Should we try the Konami code? All right. Well, here we go. Not quite where we wanted to be, but actually with the reward pack and the grinding, we got our dinero back at least. We're close, very close to it at 650. Yeah, so we got 710 of our 750 back. Of course, we like to finish ahead, but the slow bleed is fine too. You know, little trickles.